Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of the Leadership Doc's Dose of Leadership. Today, what I want to talk about is something that we can all do, and something that we should all do, and that's the idea of talking positively, positive communication, if you will. There's some research done by Kim Cameron in his book Positive Leadership, and one of the things that he says is that organizations that have a ratio of 5 to 1 positive to negative comments are more effective than ones that don't. So, what does that mean? What that means is that if you have a positive outlook and you communicate with positive messages to your people, you're going to have a more effective organization. It's pretty simple. The issue that I see in my research and my experience with clients and just in life is that we tend to be pretty negative. There tends to be a negative feel in our conversations. When leaders go up to one of their employees, they should start off thinking about and talking about what's going well for those employees, what's going well for themselves, and build off of that. Our natural tendency, and it's not our fault, it's because we're busy, is to look for what's wrong and try to fix it. So many of us are putting out fires each day. How many of you are doing that? That's the bulk of your job, right? What's wrong? What can I do to fix it so we can make it better and keep moving forward? And that is important, don't get me wrong. But if we can be proactive, if we can have that positive communication, we'll hopefully and most likely negate some of the potential issues that can come up later on. So just think about how you're delivering feedback, and we'll talk about feedback another time, but how you're delivering feedback, how you're communicating. A story I often tell to my clients and my talks is that, imagine if you go out to dinner tomorrow night with some friends, and you start off the conversation saying, ugh, I'm having such a rough week, my job's giving me trouble, the kids are all, having issues at home, and just all these things that are negative. Your friends or your colleagues would probably say, yeah, I hear you. I get that all the time too. But if you went there and you went to dinner with your friends and you said, you know what, I am having a super week. My job is great. I love what I do. My boss is fantastic. My employees follow my lead and they're empowered and they do what they need to do. And the kids, everything's going wonderful, and the family, everything. People would look at you and say, wow, that's amazing. Wow, what's going on? What are you doing to make everything so good? We're conditioned to kind of look for the negative a lot of times. And when we hear the positive, it really has an impact on us. So I encourage you, try to turn your communication around a little bit. Try to check or track yourself. How many positive things you're saying per day and how many negative things you're saying per day. And challenge yourself a little bit. Try to be more positive. Try to think of the positive in what you're seeing. Try to think of ways to positively communicate to your team. And again, we'll talk more about this in future doses, but that's your challenge for the day. That's your dose of leadership for the day, is think about how you can talk more positively and try to get that 5 to 1 ratio like Kim Cameron talks in his book, Positive Leadership. Have a great day, keep leading, and thanks for listening.